Hi, I'm Sheila, and I had promised a video showing all the seeds that I had saved in the previous summer. Anyway, I am a total novice seed saver, so I'm just showing you what I did and what I have, and some of it's pretty fun. It's not a huge seed haul. It'll be a short video. But I just thought I'd go through what is easy to collect for, say, a novice seed saver. There are lots of ways to save seed in terms of like every plant seems to have its own way. But the principle is that you have a plant, it will flower, it will get pollinated, and then after it's pollinated, it will create a seed that you dry and you store. Now, some seeds, before you plant them out, like usually perennials, you have to stratify them. So basically you're tricking them into thinking it's winter, so you might put them in the fridge. I'm not going to get into that. I'm just going to show you all the cool seeds I saved. And some of them aren't even cool, but who cares? Yeah, and then before I just show you my seeds, I just wanted to talk about like why I'm into saving seed. Here on our homestead, we're definitely like pursuing a life of self-sufficiency. Granted, I always think there are going to be certain seeds that I'm going to save. Like I am always going to cross-pollinate my squash. So that means that I need to buy fresh seed stock every year or find people that have it. But the thing that like really appeals to me is sort of like the long forgotten skills. Like after saving seed, I will tell you that it is ridiculously easy. Like you don't have to do anything other than gather dried seeds at the end or lay them out to dry. Maybe there's a little bit to that. Some tomatoes need to be rotted and whatever, but you know, you can keep it pretty simple in terms of like, I'm going to take this plant and shake off the dried seeds and you're done. And then you get like 1,000 seeds. And it's mind-boggling because you go online or to a nursery or your hardware store and you buy these seed packets and it's like there is this one kind of cucumber that I used to buy and you would get 5 seeds in a pack. Now think about how many seeds are probably in that cucumber plant and how many cucumbers you would grow on one plant. So if you think about it in that way, sometimes it's like those things where like we'll go to the store and buy bread, but you can make bread and it's really easy. And I'm not going to get into that. But the point in terms of like self-sufficiency is sometimes realizing that like, I can do this. This isn't like rocket science. I can grab these dried seeds and then shove them in a jar or a bag or like whatever. So that's sort of what the appeal is for me. And it's really funny. Like once you get to a point where you're going to gather the seeds, be it from like a dried flower head, it kind of feels like magic. You're like, look at all the seeds on this thing. How did I get this? It just feels like so good. I don't know. It's almost better than getting the actual fruit or vegetable. It's like you've gotten something that can make more. So it's super cool. I don't know. That's me geeking out on seeds, but if you're watching this video, you probably like to geek out on seeds too. Okay, so I'm going to get into the seeds that I saved. Some I saved them, some I saved them from other people's gardens, and some were given to me. I had a baby in May, so my garden was not super abundant. I wasn't hyperly focused on this process. It sort of is just like what happened, and I was sort of like aware when something came up, like I'm going to try and save that seed. And then when it came time, I went to go do it, or a friend did it. Lots of things happened. So I'm going to start with one of my favorite plants to grow. And I forgot to mention this in my seed haul video, which I'll link below, because it wasn't a part of my seed haul. These are Nasturtiums. Not that you need to see the name, but I love this plant. This is an Alaskan Nasturtium variety, Alaskan mix, that I had got, I think from Hawthorne Farm, maybe. Anyway, I shouldn't say that, I'm not sure. So what I love about this plant is that it grows so easily in our zone in this, we're in the BC interior here. I'm a zone 5B, but it grows in Alaska. So that should tell you something. But the other great thing about how it grows is that you can eat every part of the plant. You can eat the flower, assuming you check it for bugs. You can eat the little tiny leaves. It makes these like almost like lily pad little leaves. And then you can actually eat the seeds, and they're spicy. Everything is spicy, and it's just this like mild spicy flavor. So we definitely ate all of those things. We ate the flowers and the leaves in salad a lot. And then I fermented the seeds when they were green and made sort of like a caper thing that's good with like cream cheese or cheeses and cured meats. I mean, you can eat it with anything, but that's how we like it. So yeah, so that's nasturtiums. This is probably not even everything from one plant. And I don't know, there's maybe like 100 in here. I had 3 plants. And I just didn't even pick them all. I just let half of them fall to the ground. So I picked some when they were green and I dried them out in a tray, like a screen basket. And some you can just pick dried. They'll fall off the plant. You can just grab them off the ground. So yeah, that's it for nasturtiums. Another one that I saved is parsnip seed. So parsnips are a biannual. Sorry, that's my dog. Hope he doesn't wake up the baby. They're biannual, so similar to like a carrot. You plant them the first year, they make like the root crop, and then you don't harvest it, and then the second year they will flower and then go to seed. And for this, I just let them dry out on the stalk. And actually my friend who lives in town was visiting when we were making cider, and she's like, I'm gonna harvest that for you, because I had a baby on my shoulder. And like, look, one plant, and this wasn't even all of them, half of them had like fallen off. Before I put them in jars, I make sure that they're fully dried out, not a drip drop of moisture. Some people even put in those silica gels, because if you have any moisture, you're going to get mold and you're going to ruin your seed. Common knowledge, but just so people know, if you have those silica gels, just keep them and throw them in. I don't, but whatever, they're good. Oh, and I should mention there's wild parsnip, which, is almost, it's like poisonous or acidic. And if you get the sap on you, it will cause like lesions and burns on your skin. So this is domestic parsnip. So just to make sure you know what you're getting into. This is dill seed. You can cook with it, or you can grow it. You can grow it. Anyway, I have a friend, and what he will do, well, I think he did it one time, or he told me to do it, but you can just buy dill seed, like organic dill seed from the grocery store, and you can plant it. Isn't that funny? Anyway, so this was off of my plant. See if I have a picture of that. I don't think I do. This is prize choy. So it's like a little, kind of like a baby bok choy. This one was a volunteer that grew from the year before, because it just flowers and makes seed so easily. You just basically don't harvest it when it's like the little green and white plant. And yeah, it's just like a little tiny seed that looks like almost any kind of brassica seed, a decent size. And yeah, I actually just like grabbed the stalk. I think I kind of let it dry in a paper bag, and then I just shook it off, and then I picked out the larger kind of chaff. And I mean, this is 1 or 2 plants, and there's probably like 300 seeds in here. So more than I need. Do you like this? What's that? This is actually super fun. I was at my mother-in-law's place, and she had this beautiful purple flower on her deck. And I was like, what is that? And she's like, I don't know, but I'll save you some seed. And she sent it to me, which is so cool. I think it's a kind of aster. I'm not 100% sure. She might have a better idea. But anyway, so yeah, they dried it out and stuck it in here, and it's good to go. And I mean, who doesn't love getting seeds as presents? Is that just like the coolest? It's like the best present ever. This is a silver plant. Yeah, it is like a decorative kind of foliage plant. And I was at a friend's house walking through her amazing garden, and just grabbed a stalk, let it dry out, and shoved it in here. I don't even know how to, like, you can hear it. I don't even know. I'll just plant it. See what happens. Also from her garden is calendula. And I just dried it out and put it in a little paper envelope. And then usually I'll store the paper envelopes in a Ziploc. Okay, so I just want to show you what I have in here. So I have red jewel cabbage. Did I put it in this bag? Oh my God, is the bag upside down? Anyway, that's how organized I am. Doesn't need to be pretty. Seed surprise from Shannon. Oh my God, my friend is so fun. Just goes around, grabs a handful of like different kinds of dried seeds and throws them in a bag. It like warms my heart. I love it. See, I'll plant that. Oh my God. These are poppies. I think it's a different mix. And poppies are just like so cool how they like dry in these giant pods. And then you just like, once they're fully dry, they kind of like open up these little channels. And then you can just like dip them in and like a million seeds in here from like 3 heads. So cool. So those were also from my friend's garden. This is that jewel red cabbage. So there's a hole in my little bag and I have jewel red cabbage all over my floor. I'll just put that back. Putting it back. Sunflowers also from her garden that are large. So that's super cool. Oh yeah. I probably should have added this at the beginning, but the other super awesome thing about seed saving from your garden and your friends' gardens and like basically from your area is that you know that seed does well in your area. I mean, maybe not in your garden specifically necessarily with your soil, but you get the picture that it's like that seed has a really good chance of succeeding. So that's the other thing. Like her jewel red cabbage, I'm just going to try and grab some of these seeds. It should do well. Granted, she's got a peat bog and all sorts of magical gardening experience to lend to her giant cabbage heads. But anyway, I'm excited for that. So I think that'll do well. This is super fun. In my seed haul video, I had also shared about it. My friend Josh sends me seeds and he sent me this like mixtape of seeds. Anyway, this was something else he had sent me, which was elephant head amaranth. And he says, usually looks like that. I don't know if you can see that. Super fun. So this is beautiful. You can feed it to the chickens. You can eat the leaves. So that'll be awesome. So yeah, so that's it. Oh, one more plant. This was a volunteer. My giant sunflower. It shrank down quite a bit, but it was as big as my head. Usually sunflowers, I just dry them out in the garden, but this was like this volunteer that came late, just popped up out of my grow fabric. And not all the seeds are viable on it, and you can kind of get a sense for which ones are. So if they're super easy to pop out, but I just don't want to make a big mess in my house. Not that I didn't just spill a bunch of red jewel cabbage all over the floor. Okay, we got cut off there. I'm in the greenhouse now. It's a nice sunny day. Yay! I was talking about sunflowers, and the thing I just wanted to mention is that you can see like on this head, let's see if I can get it close up. Some of the seeds are bigger and some are smaller. So you kind of just have to use your common sense. Granted, I did call a friend and ask, but for the seeds that are bigger, they're obviously, and like plump, you can even like pop them open with your fingernail and take a look. They're obviously more viable. And I'm going to direct seed these, not that we need to get into that, but yeah, I'll pop off all the seeds that I think are good and I'll store them, or I'll just stick this in my little seed bin. I keep like a Rubbermaid tote with a lid, so everything in it is dry for my seeds too. I hope that everybody has a beautiful day. It's gorgeous outside. I hope it's nice where you are too. And maybe this has inspired you to start some seeds next year or this coming growing season. Or maybe you've already done it and you want to, tell me in the comments what seeds you saved. This is totally new for me and it's really exciting. I feel like it's just this really cool skill and knowledge that as human beings we probably had for a really long time. Maybe not, maybe I'm full of it, but I just think it's really cool to sort of realize how easy it is and that we could all do it. So anyway, have a great day. I've got black tea in my cup. It's early morning and I've got a little kitten here who is turning into quite the barn cat. Betty. I have 2. You can't even tell them apart except for this white little dot. I can't tell them apart. And he made friends with the bunnies today, which is super fun. If you like this video, be sure to give it the thumbs up and subscribe. And then you'll have an opportunity to see all the videos that I produce where I show how much food we're growing in our garden and how the garden is doing, because I definitely plan to grow and can and preserve and ferment all of the food that I grow. So thanks for watching. Have a great day.
Bye.